This is a Bailey Unicorn Pamplona. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. On each side of the van at the front you've got your wind down legs to stabilise the caravan. These will just stabilise the van rather than lift the van. If you lifted the van with these legs it could potentially damage the floor of the caravan. You've then got your water pump connection on the side of the van, which very simply pushes into the side of the caravan and locks into place. Got your already heating and hot water flow on the side of the caravan also, and that is simply there to allow the hot gas out of the boiler unit essentially and out the van, a bit like the one on the side of your house. On the side of the caravan we have your gas locker, gas regulator on the side of the van. As you can see, we do have the pipe work here available should you need it, and we have got then the two gas bottle tie downs in the bottom there, which take a maximum of 2 6-kilogram propane gas bottles. Then got the twin motor movers, which we'll demonstrate here on site via the controller to show you how they engage, etc. Walk you through the process of how to engage and disengage and use the mover. Then got the wheels. We'll torque the wheel nuts prior to the caravan leaving site so you can see they're being tightened correctly, and that will be done in front of you and done to the correct manufacturer's setting. We've then got the toilet flush tank, so you put your key in, open up the flap, and you'll put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. In the bottom here, we've got the toilet waste cassette, so you'll lift up the orange handle to release the cassette from the side of the van. The neck here turns out so you can tip the waste away, and the grey cap here is a measure for when you are measuring the pink and the blue fluid. At the back of the cassette you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away, it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. In that cassette you'll put 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the blue fluid. Below the toilet waste cassette you have your waste pipes, so essentially the fresh water that goes in the front has to come out somewhere, and that's what these two bits of grey pipe are here for. You'll put them into the larger diameter holes on the fitments here and then drop them down inside your waste master, sorry. On the back of the van on either side you've got your wind down legs again to stabilise the caravan. Again, they are just there for stabilising, not lifting the caravan. On the door side of the van you've got your motor mover power switch, which again will demonstrate what you hear on site. You've then got your two fridge vents, which allow hot air at the back of the fridge unit and take some cool air in to cool the back of the fridge unit, and also behind one of those there'll be a gas flue for when you're running the fridge on gas. Motor mover and wheel nuts to get wheels again. You've then got your 3-pin socket and your aerial connection coming out to the outside of the van, your underbed storage, and your mains power going into the caravan at the front on the left hand side here. Then got your barbecue gas point, which is simply there to so you can connect the barbecue up should you wish to. Go inside the caravan now. On the right hand side as you walk in you've got your main power switches for the van, so you've got power on and off. Your water pump runs, which I'll come back to in a moment. Interior lights and external lights. So that's your main control panel for the caravan. First thing we're going to do is fill the water system on board the van. So you're going to need to make sure this switch is turned off just here. The water pump switch in the central position. You're going to come underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan. And underneath this seat at the back of here, hopefully you can just about see it in this video. It's a bit hard to get to. There we go. That yellow valve just there is the drain down valve. So that yellow valve needs to be parallel with the floor before you fill the water system, and upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat when you drain the water system down. So parallel with the floor to fill the system, upright to drain the system. Once that valve is parallel with the floor, you can come over to every tap on board the caravan and open all of them up on the hot side. And you will actually see I've already filled the water system on this particular van. So you'll notice the water's going to run for a second. But what you'll do is once you've got all the taps open and that valve is parallel with the floor, you can come over to this switch here and put it onto external at the bottom. And that will allow the water system to start filling from the aqua roll on the outside. Now that will be straight to your hot water tank and to the taps. It will not be to the onboard water storage tank. Once you've got water flowing out of every tap continuously, you'll shut every tap off on board the caravan, and then that is the water system full on the aqua roll side. However, it has got an onboard water storage tank also. Now to do that, you come underneath this seat again, and the black valve that you see just there on the back wall will need to be turned 90 degrees downwards, so it allows the water to flow to the onboard water storage tank. The water storage tank is just up in that corner there, and on the side of it, just there as well, you've got that black valve that you see. That black valve there is the drain down valve for that front tank. To drain that down, you will actually need to turn that tap 90 degrees again to drain down that onboard water storage tank, and also to fill it, you'll need to have it in the position it's in now, pointing towards the tank, and if not, you'd need to have it pointing towards the blue pipework here on this left hand side of the screen to allow the system to drain down. But again, you'd fill it in a very similar way. Simply open all the taps up again, come over to the control panel by the door, and instead of putting it onto external, you'll put it onto internal, and that'll allow that onboard water tank to fill up from the water storage facility on the outside. Once you've got the water tanks full, you can actually start thinking about warming the water on board the caravan. So just here on this control panel, on the back here, it says Audio on it, the black surround. You've got an on-off button in the bottom left-hand corner. You've got menu. Then at the top here, you've got your internal room temperature. So you can set your room temperature plus or minus, however you wish to. Now below that, you have your hot water option. If you've got the heating on, the hot water will actually cut out. The reason being is the glycol jacket inside the heater unit will actually warm the water up itself rather than the hot water system. So the glycol that's for the heating will actually warm the water up. It won't go into the water, but it's a separate system. If you wish to then warm the water up without the heating on, you've got hot water on and hot water boost up the top here. Then below that, you have the amount of power coming into the caravan. So you've got 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts that you can use your heating and hot water system on. That will depend on what caravan site you're on to what you select that to. You've then got your gas option here at the bottom. Simply hit the gas option if you want to run gas through the caravan. That will simply allow the gas system to ignite from the bottles on board the van as long as they are turned on and connected. If it doesn't ignite first time, I advise you go to the hob, get the hob ignited, and then reignite the control panel for the heating and hot water. Turn the gas off, you simply hit the gas option in the bottom left hand corner, and that will turn the gas supply back off. If it fails to ignite, it will actually come up with gas fail on the screen. You have got some advanced options down here to this right hand side. However, for those we do advise you read the manual that comes with the caravan. Cooker, hob and grill, all very much the same as what you've got at home. No difference at all there, your igniter on the front, and again you'd need to make sure the gas bottle is completely on before that will operate. Next up is the fridge, so you've got power on the fridge. You've got your mains option here on the left hand side, and you can control the fridge temperature on the button on the right hand side here. If you want to ignite the fridge on gas, as long as the gas bottle's turned on again and you've got gas through to the hob, etc., you can select the gas option and it will self-ignite on gas. If it fails to ignite, it will flash the blue flame symbol here and the red warning triangle on the right hand side. To get it to reignite, you'll press and hold the warning triangle on the right hand side and it will start igniting again. If you want to control the freezer temperature on either mains or gas, you'll need to hit the button here, and as you can see, it changes the way it displays the power. So to start with, it will flash up on this right hand side, or it might flash up several of these icons letting you know where the temperature is. Then you can control the freezer temperature, as you can see, and you can turn that back off and you'll be able to control the fridge temperature. If you're towing down the road and you want to use the fridge as a cool box, you can actually use the 12 volt mode. Now for that you have to be connected to the car at the front of the caravan. You'll select the 12 volt mode, and that will allow the fridge to kick in as a cool box. It will not work completely as a fridge, and it will just get the beers and wine chilled as you're travelling to your holiday. The battery is actually under the floor in this caravan, so the battery when you arrive on site from your old van will actually transfer over into this caravan for you, so it is in there. You then have the toilet flush on the back of the toilet system, electric flush. You have a full toilet indicator light just here, which will illuminate red when the toilet waste cassette is full. The toilet seat itself turns for your convenience, so you can actually turn the toilet through 90 degrees if you wish to get comfortable on the loo. However, when you are removing the cassette from underneath the van, it needs to be back in the position it's in now, because it will lock the cassette in place if the toilet is turned at all. Below the toilet you have your grey waste handle, which is simply there to allow the waste into the toilet cassette under the caravan. So that is the Bailey Unicorn Pamplona. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate the business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon when you collect your caravan. Thank you for now. Bye bye.